Hey, welcome back. You could join us today. Today, I have the great honor of introducing you to my dear friend, Sue Johnson. She's a physical therapist and specializes in helping seniors. She'll be talking about the importance of a good posture and how a good posture can help prevent pain and injuries, improve breathing and digestion, not to mention how much younger and healthier we look if we have a nice posture, right? She'll also be talking about the importance of having a healthy pelvic area, especially as we get older. A strong pelvic area would really help prevent lower back issues and other skeletal muscular issues. But it'll also help improve bladder and bowel control. Well, let's listen to Sue's story.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be with you today. And actually, I'm excited to tell you my story. My story started when I was 30 years old. I went to a physical therapy conference. I was dealing mostly with the older age group of people doing home health. It was a conference in how to treat and deal with older people. So the first thing they did was a PowerPoint presentation of a female skeleton. And they had a side view of a female skeleton at 30, at 40, at 50, at 60, at 70. And she said, that was it. That's what happens to your body as you age. I remember sitting there in that conference saying, nope, not me. And I started then and there how to be able to age as well as I could. However, I want you to know, no matter what your age, you can make a difference. You can improve. You can get better. I have seen that over and over and over again. So the first thing I want to comment on in terms of your posture is your spinal health and the health of the discs in between your vertebrae. That's one thing why people go from here to here. Your vertebrae are like this, and you have a space in between that if your disc is not spongy and hydrated, it's going to shrink. This is how you want the discs in between your vertebrae to be, just like a moist sponge. So it's spongy, it can move, and it can move with the muscles around the joints and be able to be very flexible. If you have a disc that's hard, I can't even squeeze it. If you try to move it, it's going to tear. So it's not only going to tear your disc, but it can tear the tendons and the muscles surrounding the disc. And also, when it gets dehydrated, it's going to deflate. It's going to shrink. If the discs in your back shrink, your height, it starts going like this. So that's the very first thing you can do is hydrate your disc, and you can do that now. You can do that anytime. A good way to see where you are now is to measure yourself. See what your height is. Do these simple little hydrating disc exercises for 2, 3, 4 months. See if you maintain your height or if you increase your height. For the last 10 years, I have been doing this. And I want you to know from age 60 to 70, I have lost only 1/4 inch in the height of my discs. So check that out. It's very important. If you maintain your height, you can maintain your posture, plain and simple. So a really good way to hydrate your discs is moving your back, moving your spine. And your spine moves in different ways. I like to sit on a chair. When you sit on a chair, you can go all the way forward and all the way back. 15, 20 times. So your back goes that way, but it also goes sideways. So my hips move, my shoulders move, my back moves. So it also goes sideways. And it also twists. So put your arms up, move your hips over, and twist your spine side to side. Before you really do any exercises, you want to lengthen your body as much as possible before you do anything else and hydrate those discs. So that's a good way to start doing anything. Next thing I thought, as we continue to live in this world, and so our years keep adding on and adding on. So how are you moving your body? So when that PowerPoint showed me your body goes like this, I thought, oh gosh, as I'm getting older, how can I make my body go like this? And so many of the activities I do involve lengthening my body rather than shortening my body. And body mechanics are a good thing. So if you think about picking something up from the floor, I'm not going to go like this and pick something up, even though I just did it to show you. But I'm going to keep my back lengthened, keep the muscles in my back working. So there's a lot of different body mechanics you can do to maintain that lengthening and that posture of your body, rather than living in a shortened position. You want to live and move in a lengthened position. The other thing that I do every once in a while, I check my posture. I see how I'm doing with it. And I learned this posture check in physical therapy school. Anyway, just check your posture, everybody. You want your heels to be about 1 inch away from the wall. You want your hips touching the wall. You want your back, see how my back is arching? You want your back flat against the wall. You want your shoulders against the wall. And then you raise, see if you can keep your elbow and keep your arms up with your back flat. People are going to have a tendency to arch their back because then they can bring their arms up. But no, you keep your back flat and see how you can do. That'll give you the check of your posture and your back to see if it's lengthened. If you arch your back when you're doing it, you're shortening. So that's a good check to do. The other thing with your posture, one of the most important things is how you walk, because you can elongate your posture when you walk. When people start going like this, when you walk, your feet automatically shuffle because you can't really do a heel strike if you're shortened. If you're like this, you don't pick up your leg and strike your heels. So you need to stand up straight to have a heel strike. And that's the first step of walking, is to be able to strike on your heels. It'll keep you upright. But when you're upright, you don't lift from your shoulders. You lift from your core. You lift from your pelvis. And so I'm going to strike my heels. I'm going to lift from here, which then lifts my shoulders and move that way. And then one other aspect of your walking, I have my heel strike. I have my lifted core, but also if you get lazy and you're walking, which I do too, so I have to be aware of it myself. Look, if my arms turn in a little bit, look what it automatically does to my shoulders. See how it rounds my shoulders? And it's very easy to turn your arms in and walk like this. And so you have to have a conscious effort. You rotate your arms out a little bit, and you can look and see how it straightens up your shoulders and elongates your back. And so when you walk, try to remember those 3 points. Heel strike, lift from your pelvis, open your arms. And there you go. If you've hydrated your discs, if you have that length in your spine, then you do your walking. It'll activate all your muscles in the right way with proper alignment. And the other thing, when you're walking like that, it also affects your core and your pelvic floor. Everything in your pelvis and your core. You have to activate that to be able to walk correctly. But as long as you walk in the right way and the proper manner with awareness and thought and knowing what you're doing, you're activating your pelvic floor, working your trunk, working your back, lengthening everything. Okay, everyone. I'm going to show you a couple specific exercises for the pelvic floor. You actually can do pelvic floor exercises in a sitting position. So I'm going to show you what to do. You don't have to get on the floor. So you sit nice and upright. You can lift your right hand to your left knee and really engage your core muscles when you do that. And up you go. Other side. Left hand to right knee. That's going to get everything here, core, abdominals. This way, this way, this way, this way. Do 10 to 20 times, whatever you can do, as long as you're continuing to engage your core. It's really easy not to, where you can just lift your knee up. That isn't going to do it. You have to tighten your core and lift your leg. That's the key. So the other thing you can do, you have to tighten your core. You can lift both your knees up, open them, close, and down. This is harder. The first one is easier. This one's a little bit more difficult. If you can't lift both legs up at the same time, lift one, open, close, down. The other, lift, open, close, down. It gets all the inside your legs, on top of your legs, all your pelvic muscles and all your core muscles. It's a good way to start with those 2 exercises.
So, Sue, why is it important to have good pelvic muscles?
Okay, so it's just like the way I look at the human body. Everything is all connected. So if you have weak pelvic floor muscles, it's going to cause weakness going down your legs. It's also going to cause weakness going up your body. Everything is all connected. So the pelvic floor and core muscles are so important. It's just like the name implies, core. So core is the essence. So core is the essence of you. So yes, you want to strengthen your essence because everything else comes out of that. Your posture comes out of that. Your ability to walk comes out of that. Your ability to move in any direction and your flexibility comes out of that. It's your essence.
Am I correct in understanding that when you have a strong pelvic muscles, will that also help you prevent getting lower back issues?
Yes, because the stronger the core is, everything's all connected and it goes away to the other side. And so it affects how your pelvis is positioned in your body. It definitely helps your low back.
So what do you think about aging, Sue?
So what do I think about aging? I've actually been thinking about it, and I don't use the word just aging. I use the word aging gracefully. Aging, yes, because your body continues to change, but how can we direct that change? That change in aging can also be transformation and renewal. So why can't we age with renewal and transformation? And to me, if we age with renewal and transformation, we are aging gracefully. And what does gracefully mean? To me, it's really accepting God's grace in your life and living through that. And God's grace to me is an extension of graciousness, which is living effortlessly. It's not doing the right thing with effort. It's doing the right thing effortlessly. So what am I doing the right thing with my body? How my body is transforming? How can I do that with grace and effortlessly? So I think of all those, and that's how to continue on with my life. And we can do it. We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to change. We have that ability to renew ourselves. So let's just do it.